Harald II, King of Denmark. A name whispered in the halls of history, often overshadowed by his mighty brother Canute the Great. Yet Harald's reign, though brief, marked a pivotal period in Viking history. He navigated a turbulent era, facing internal strife and external threats, leaving his mark on the nascent Danish kingdom. His story, though fragmented, offers a glimpse into the complex tapestry of power, ambition and kinship that defined the Viking Age. This essay aims to shed light on Harald II's life and reign, exploring his contributions to Denmark's evolving political landscape and the lasting impact he left on his kingdom. Born into Viking power, Harald's early life was steeped in war and leadership traditions. Estimated to be born around 998 AD, his exact birth year remains unknown.
His father, Sweyn Forkbeard, ruled Denmark with an iron fist.
His mother, Gunhilda of Wenden, brought a noble Polish perspective.
Amidst swords and political intrigue, Harald learned war and statecraft. He witnessed his father's campaigns expanding Danish influence. The year 1014 AD marked a turning point in Harald's life. His father, Sweyn Forkbeard, finally conquered England. He was crowned King of England, leaving the Danish throne vacant.
With Canute consolidating power in England, Harald could claim his birthright.
His ascension was not without challenges. The Danish nobility were not easily subdued. Harald, young and untested, had to prove his mettle. Harald II's reign, though brief, was not without its significance. Ruling from 1014 to 1018 AD, he demonstrated a keen understanding of statecraft, striving to maintain stability within Denmark while his brother Canute was occupied with English affairs. He focused on consolidating his power base, quelling internal dissent, and securing Denmark's borders against potential threats. Details of his reign are scarce, often overshadowed by the more prominent narrative of Sinuhe's conquests. However, it is evident that Harald II was not merely a figurehead. He faced the challenges of his time head-on, striving to maintain peace and order within his kingdom, laying the groundwork for a period of stability and prosperity that Denmark would enjoy under his brother's later rule. The relationship between Harald II and Canute the Great was complex, a tapestry woven with threads of brotherly loyalty, political pragmatism, and the ever-present potential for rivalry.
Some historians believe that we ruled Denmark jointly during Harald's reign, while others suggest a clear division of power, with Harald holding sway over Denmark while I consolidated my grip on England.
There is no evidence of open conflict between the two brothers during this period. On the contrary, their actions suggest a degree of cooperation and mutual understanding. Canute, needing to secure his position in England, relied on Harald's steady hand in Denmark. Harald, in turn, benefited from Sinuhe's military successes and growing prestige, which indirectly strengthened his own position among the Danish nobility. Denmark, in the early 11th century, was a kingdom in transition. Still emerging from the shadow of the Viking Age, it stood at a crossroads, caught between its pagan past and the growing influence of Christianity. The old ways, steeped in the worship of Norse gods and the pursuit of glory through raiding and conquest, were slowly giving way to a new order, one that emphasized centralized rule, Christian values, and peaceful coexistence with neighboring kingdoms. Harald II's reign coincided with this period of transformation. While he himself adhered to the old ways, he was not blind to the changes sweeping across his kingdom. He understood the need for adaptation, for finding a balance between preserving Denmark's cultural identity and embracing the new realities of a changing world. Governing a kingdom in such turbulent times demanded a deft hand, a balance of strength and diplomacy. While details of Harald II's domestic policies are scarce, it is evident that he prioritized stability and continuity. He likely continued his father's efforts to centralize royal authority, consolidating power in the hands of the king and curbing the influence of the often rebellious Danish nobility. Economically, Denmark during Harald II's reign was still heavily reliant on trade and raiding. He likely maintained the network of alliances and trade routes established by his father, securing Denmark's economic prosperity. He also understood the importance of a strong military, not just for defense, but also as a deterrent against potential rivals. The spread of Christianity was a defining force in 11th century Scandinavia. Harald II, a staunch believer in the Old Norse gods, couldn't ignore the growing Christian influence. Christian missionaries, protected by royal patronage, spread the gospel and converted segments of the population. Harald II likely adopted religious tolerance, allowing Christians to practice freely while respecting Norse beliefs. In the year 1018 AD, Harald II's reign came to an abrupt end. The exact circumstances of his death remain shrouded in mystery. Some chronicles suggest he died of illness, while others hint at foul play, perhaps at the hands of rivals who saw him as an obstacle to their own ambitions. Whatever the cause, his death marked the end of his short but significant reign. With Harald II gone, the throne of Denmark passed seamlessly to his brother Canute the Great, who by that time had solidified his control over England. Canute's return to Denmark marked the beginning of a new era, one in which Denmark would rise to become a major power in Northern Europe. Yet Harald II's contribution, though often overlooked, should not be forgotten. Unearthing the story of Harald II is like piecing together a fragmented mosaic. Contemporary written sources are scant, offering only tantalizing glimpses into his life and reign. The Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, for instance, mentions him in passing, primarily in relation to his more famous brother. Other chronicles, such as the Chronicon Roskildense and the Gesta Danorum, provide slightly more detail, but their accounts are often contradictory or embellished with legend.
Archaeology offers another avenue for understanding Harald II's time. Excavations of Viking-age settlements, burial mounds, and shipwrecks have unearthed artifacts that shed light on the daily life, culture, and economy of Denmark during his reign. Coinage bearing his likeness, fragments of weaponry, and remnants of longhouses provide tangible links to the past, helping to flesh out the historical narrative.
Over the centuries, the line between historical fact and myth has blurred when it comes to Harald II. Legends and folklore have flourished, often portraying him as a shadowy figure overshadowed by his brother's accomplishments.
Some tales paint him as a weak ruler, while others depict him as wise and just. Historians sift through these narratives, reconstructing a more accurate picture of Harald II.
Harald II's legacy is one of understated significance. He ruled Denmark during a pivotal period, a time of transition and transformation. While his reign was short, he provided stability and continuity, holding the kingdom together while his brother, Canute, was preoccupied with conquests abroad. He navigated the complex religious landscape of his time, balancing the old ways with the growing influence of Christianity. Though often overshadowed by Canute the Great, Harald II deserves recognition for his contributions to Danish history. He was a king who understood the challenges of his time and strove to meet them with wisdom and resolve. His reign, though brief, laid the groundwork for the emergence of a powerful and unified Denmark under his brother's later rule. In the annals of Danish history, Harald II may not occupy the same lofty pedestal as his illustrious brother, Canute the Great. Yet, his reign, though brief, holds a significance that transcends its limited duration. He was a king who inherited a kingdom in flux, caught between its Viking past and its burgeoning future as a Christian kingdom. He navigated these turbulent waters with pragmatism and determination. Harald II's story reminds us that history is not merely a chronicle of grand conquests. It is also a tapestry woven from the threads of countless individual lives. For those wishing to delve deeper into the life and times of Harald II, a few key sources offer valuable insights. The Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, while primarily focused on English history, provides glimpses into Harald's reign and his interactions with his brother Canute.
The Chronicon Roskildense, a Danish chronicle, offers a more detailed, albeit potentially biased, account of his rule. Modern historical works, such as The Viking World by James Graham Campbell and the Oxford Illustrated History of the Vikings edited by Peter Sawyer, provide comprehensive overviews of the Viking Age, offering valuable context for understanding Harald II's place in history.
By exploring these sources, we can continue to unravel the mysteries surrounding this often overlooked Viking king and gain a deeper appreciation for his contributions to Danish history.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more content like this, consider liking and subscribing.